Alright, bit of an update on Rago. Last time you saw her, she was pretty complete and driving around and, I don't know, happy as fuck. So the clutch started slipping. Yeah, so it kind of escalated from there. I pulled the motor out with 360,000 on it. Carbureted motor, so it's a 3YC, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to drop this in it, which is a 3YE, so it's EFI. It's also got power steering pump, aircon compressor on it as well, so I'm upgrading to aircon and power steering in this thing, because this was POVPAC model that had fucking nothing in it. To be quite frank, I'm sick of driving cars with no aircon. I've been doing it for 7 years, and now I think I deserve aircon. And the power steering too. So this is EFI, it's got 180,000 on it, which is way better. So I thought, you know, if I'm changing the clutch, I got to unbolt the gearbox anyway and all that. What's a couple extra bolts on the engine mount to pull it out? The big job isn't swapping the motor, it's actually running the fucking loom. Because that's the EFI loom right there. That runs from the body loom. So from that massive grommet right there, under the body. And then it runs along here and connects up to the body loom back here. Runs through here, up into the ECU, which I just mounted up there in the factory spot, and then it runs round over there to the rest of the body loom over there and the battery and all that. It's a complicated as fuck loom to run. It's definitely not as simple as a regular car. And to top things off too, I'm actually doing an interior swap in the front end. So that Townace Royal Lounge, basically that whole interior is going in the front of this. Not the back though, the back's going to stay work van. The front's going to have all the luxury stuff. So it's pretty much going to be party in the front, business in the back. Yeah, to do that, not only pull the interior out, but I have to swap the body loom to run all the electrics from the fancy upmarket model, the Townace Royal Lounge. So it's a big job. I've pulled the dash out to do so. I'm just getting one of the aircon lines repaired at the moment, which is why this is still a shit fight. I was meant to put it all together yesterday, but you know, one of the aircon lines on the interior evaporator, I think it is, was actually cross-threaded. I was going to replace all the seals, and when I undone it, it was fucked. It was munted. So that's being fixed right now, and once I get that back, I can mount all that shit in there and sort out the loom. I've got the fridge too, so it's going to have the fridge that the luxury model had in the center console spot there and everything. Like, I'm going all out basically. I want my van to be pretty fucking comfy, but also I want it to look the part, because it's my business vehicle. It needs to promote my business, and one of the things to do that is these wheels. I've actually got some wider ones just under the workbench over there in those boxes. The front ones are going to stay the same size as they are. The wider ones are going on the rear, which was the whole reason I went and did that modification to the door, the sliding door. If you've been following the Rago fiasco, you've probably remembered I modified the door to clear wider wheels and flares. Yeah, so wider wheels going on the rear, and I've also got flares on the way, which is going to be fucking sick. But I won't be doing those until they get here, which is probably another week or two, because they're coming from Russia, which is the only place I could find 30mm fucking flares from. Once that's here, I'll do that, but I'm going to have to cut up the van a bit to do so, do a bit more welding. The van's nearly complete. It's nearly the look I want. It's nearly going to be comfortable, EFI. The only thing left to do really is the arse end here. I want to get rid of all this plastic. I've done it on this side and the rear. I need to do it over here, and I want to just have like sheet metal, Gav sheet metal or something along there to make it look more like a fucking work van, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much the update on Rago. The only other thing really is I'm potentially fitting some different headlights. These are just mocked up at the moment, and I literally only mocked these up because I couldn't work in the interior yesterday because of that fucking aircon line. So that set things back a bit. But yeah, I thought just to do something, I'd fucking play around with these headlights I got. So they're pretty cool. They're don't know if you fucking see. Hold on. Yeah, they're LED. I've got 4 of them, so the only issue is that they're huge. They're actually meant for a motorbike, like Harleys. So what have I got here to give you an example? I haven't got the other ones unpackaged at the moment. Basically, your regular headlight, right, is about that thick. These have probably this much more off the back. So they're very fucking deep headlights. They're very thick. They don't fit in the retaining rings properly. So I've had to modify some things, and I've been playing with things trying to get them to work. And then I went through all my headlights, which I've got a shitload of. Just made a mess everywhere, as I do. I went through my headlight retainer rings, right? They're all this style, which have the short legs. But then I came across this with these extended legs. I have no idea what it's from. I'm still trying to work out what it's from. I've asked on Toy Mods. We'll see if somebody can let me know, because I need a couple more of them. This one's broken. But they're off of this bucket. Right, so they mount a normal headlight, but what I've gone and done is, because these headlights are thicker, I've sat them in a regular ring, and then there's a bit extra space, and they hold the LED headlights in like this. So yeah, that's the solution for those LED headlights. They'll stick out a bit further, but that doesn't bother me. I might even be changing from Crown headlight brackets to TA22 Celica ones, so I can run the TA22 headlights around, because they look a bit nicer. But you know, that's another fucking thing. That's more bullshit that doesn't really need to happen, but I kind of want to do for shits and giggles anyway. Mind the mess too. I was actually fucking cleaning all this shit up the other day, but then the fucking clutch started slipping, and I had to start working on it, and I've had to fucking stop cleaning the shed, unfortunately. But you know, the workshop's coming along. I built a wall with a door and everything. I've just got to run power back there, and I've got to run that air line through the wall would be better. So just in the process of cleaning up the Dizzy work area, and you know what it's like. You know, you clean one spot and the other spot goes to shit. So that's what has happened here, really. But the idea is to clean all this crap up, have my my engine stand in here, so I can actually work on motors in here, and have space around it, and you know, so that'll happen once the van is finished. Then I can actually start on Noob properly. We'll see how that all goes. So yeah, that's a bit of the update on Rago. She's going to be off the road for a few more days yet. This is assuming like everything goes well too. Like I could fucking drop the motor in and it's fucked. I mean, I did compression test it. I think it was 170, between 170 and 180 across the fucking board, so that was pretty good. It had great compression. The only thing I'm not sure of is coolant galleries and shit like that. You know, I could drop this in, it could have overheating issues. It could have a cracked head, and I don't know. I guess worst comes to worst, I have to replace the fucking cylinder head, which I'll do once it's in the van. But that's like worst case scenario. I mean, right now I'm pulling the old loom out and fitting the new one through here as I go. I've still got to run power steering lines. I've still got to run all the aircon lines and the condenser and all that crap. So I got my work cut out for me, but it's getting there. It is getting there. Now the other thing I have to update everybody on was that RT40. Yeah, that's what's pretty well left. Unfortunately, I couldn't do silly things like putting RG in it. It just wasn't. I had to come to terms with the fact that I've got 4 fucking Celicas and this truck and my van. Like I can't have another project, you know. So I've had to come to terms with that. That MX-73 over there is sold. I've just got to pull the motor transmission out of it, which will happen once this is out the shed. And then once this thing's back on the road, I can go back to doing deliveries for people, which would be nice, because shipping's much more expensive when I can't drive everything to a depot. And I'm copping that on the chin because I can't go charging my customers more shipping just because, you know, I'm doing something silly. But yeah, that's it guys. Catch us later, have a good one and all that. See yous around.